Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our next matchup. Right now, we're taking our ring announcer. And it is for the WWE and ECW Hardcore Undisputed Championship. Folks, welcome back to our next matchup. What we just found out coming up next after this match is Tiger Millionaire's $1 Million Triple Crown Championship match, as we see him take on Duhop. But wait a minute. It can't be. That can't be who we think it could be. That it is. There's Cole 412. Colby Head 412, the general manager. He used to live here in Chicago, and right now getting a standing ovation from his old friends here in Chicago. And right now he's arriving in that motorcycle that we saw just last Tuesday, after being the last guest referee for Kid Muscle and Goku's match. And Kid Muscle has not been seen ever since leaving Tuesday Night War after that wager they had. As we are live in Chicago for this matchup, and Cole 412 is getting a huge standing ovation for these fans here in Chicago tonight, as he's the guest referee. We just found out. As we wait for the arrival of the leader of the Yes Foundation, Daniel Bryan, and the leader of the Yes Movement, we're about to wait for the arrival of the champion. Here he comes now. And we know this entrance. Here comes Daniel Bryan. The leader of the Yes Movement and the leader of the Yes Foundation has arrived. Well, folks, we just found out that this is Daniel Bryan's last match here in Tuesday Night War if he loses this match. We just received word that his doctors received a medical injury for Daniel Bryan, but we just found out this is not going to be his last match here in Tuesday Night War, but his last match in WWE was 2015, and his career has ended since the retirement. But Cole 412 is going to make sure that Daniel Bryan stays in Tuesday Night War by finding out what this medical condition is. And we just found out he was received by one of the best medical doctors here in Tuesday Night War, and Daniel Bryan is now fully recovered from that injury. And now Daniel Bryan is here as champion, and he will lead the Yes Movement on, no doubt about that. As we wait for the arrival of the mystery opponent. But who is it? Wait a minute. That can't be who we think it could be. It can't be. It can't be. That it is. There's Mr. X. Mr. X, the former TNW World Cruiserweight Champion, after losing that belt to Mr. Milky earlier tonight. But Mr. X is here for this matchup. It looks like Cole 412 has got him another championship opportunity. And don't forget, that's the same belt that Mr. X's brother Dakota Behan, the commissioner, held on to since Tuesday Night War's history books. And that will never be forgotten ever since defeating Arthur Ainsworth III for both titles last year, and has become a former WWE NECW Hardcore Undisputed Champion. Right now we take it our ring announcer for the introductions.
Have you ever heard anything like this? This is unreal. Don't change that channel.
Don't change that channel, folks. But right now, folks, this is going to be an instant classic. And introducing, right now, folks, both men have been introduced from, folks, Phoenix, Arizona, Mr. X, the challenger.
And the participants
first.
From Aberdeen,
Washington.
weighing 210 pounds.
210 pounds. He is the WWE and ECW Hardcore Champion, Undisputed Champion, Daniel Bryan. And right now, Cole 412, the guest referee in this matchup. We just received word he wanted to be guest referee for this matchup and put Mr. X in this contest. He wanted to be in support of his cousin Mr. X here tonight. But folks, don't miss this. But folks, we're still going to be live here in this contest. But this edition of Valentine's Day MASH is brought to you in part by Future Stars of Wrestling. If you want to be a superstar, go to futurestarsofwrestling.com. And here we go. Daniel Bryan starting things off with the martial arts kick. And Cole 412 being in support of his little cousin, Mr. X, here tonight live in Chicago. And we just found out that Mr. X was born here in Chicago ever since then. But his brother Dakota Behan, the commissioner, has been born in Chicago as well. And right now, Mr. X firing back on Daniel Bryan with everything he's got, and Colt 412 is calling this one down the middle. And now look at that. Mr. X firing away on the champion. Daniel Bryan has got to do whatever it takes to defeat Mr. X. And wait a minute. Springboard drop kick, and down goes Daniel Bryan. What a maneuver. There's one. Wait a minute, there's one. And a 2. 3. 4. And Colt 412 is trying to tell him get back in the ring, or else there'll be a count out here. And Mr. X brings Daniel back into the ring as they know that was a count of 5. Right now, Daniel Bryan firing back. First cover of the matchup. There's one, and a kick out by Mr. X. And right now, a European uppercut by Daniel Bryan. He's going to do whatever it takes to make sure. Uh-oh. A stomp in the arm. That's a big calculation right there. And Colt 412 telling Daniel Bryan, no, you're not going to win it that way. Don't stop my cousin in the arm. And that was a fair, that was the right call, but he didn't want him to stop on his arm, and continues to work on the arm. He says to him, hey, work on the arm again, you'll be disqualified, mister. And right now, Daniel Bryan firing back, but Mr. X coming back for some more punches.
Not the first time we've seen this move tonight.
Right now, Mr. X has Daniel Bryan going for a European uppercut. What a maneuver. And a knee to the face by Mr. X. What a maneuver. And look out. And throws Daniel Bryan like he's like a package of raw meat, but it looked like it. And a clothesline by Mr. X. Down goes Daniel Bryan, but Mr. X is going to fire back. But wait a minute, that was a kick to the back. Look out. Punch to the head by Mr. X that we saw earlier tonight.
Controlling the tempo.
Daniel Bryan goes for a counter here. A European uppercut. But all I know is that. And a German suplex by Daniel Bryan. Second cover of the matchup. There's one and a kick out. Look out. Sends him to the corner. Daniel Bryan going to do whatever it takes to win the championship. Another counter. What a complimenting suplex. There's one. There's 2. And a kick out at 2.5. This is a great move here, performed by Daniel, trying to retain his title here tonight. Uh-oh. He stopped on his arm again, but this is the last warning. But Boulder 412 stunner on Daniel Bryan. The cover of the matchup. There's 1. There's 2. And wait a minute. The kick out at 2.5, right before Daniel Bryan can make right before Daniel lost his title. Mr. X had it close, and Mr. X finally makes his comeback. And right now he's got him where he wants him. There's the signature maneuver. This has got to be it for Daniel Bryan. There's the cover. And now, Cole, and a kick out at 2.5 as Daniel Bryan kicks out. Look out, the yes lock. Yes lock. He's trying to check. He's trying to ask him, do you submit? But Mr. X trying to fight out of the hold as Daniel has him right where he wants him. And his job is being calling down the middle by the guest referee, but Daniel has him in the yes lock. And finally, Mr. X saves himself there.
Hey, he can't do that.
One for a spinning heel kick.
Hey, he can't do that.
And he's telling Daniel Bryan. And wait a minute, European uppercut. That was a distraction. The cover. Can he get him? He got him. Mr. X. Mr. X is the new champion. Mr. X defeats Daniel Bryan as we go into the replays. He went for the signature maneuver and the cover of the matchup as Daniel. We go for an instant replay for the cover of the match. There was 1, there was 2, and a kick out at 2.5. And then he tried to tell Daniel, don't even think about it. But then got a distraction right there. And a cover right there. 1, 2, 3. That was a victory right there for the new champion. We have a new champion, folks. Right now we're taking a ring announcer. Here's your winner and the new WWE and ECW Hardcore Undisputed Champion, Mr. X. My God, folks, Mr. X is the new WWE and ECW Hardcore Undisputed Champion. He was a former TNW World Cruiserweight Champion, but now he fulfills his brother Dakota Behan's legacy, and now he holds on to the WWE Extreme, or should I say to the WWE and ECW Hardcore Undisputed Championship. But folks, don't go away. Coming up next, we see Tiger Millionaire take on Doo-Hop for the $1 Million Triple Crown Championship. But folks, don't miss it. We'll be right back.